Wondering what loadout to use or how to survive as the dragon? Here are my hot tips to get through Dragonpower. In the event game mode Dragonpower, you play either as a hero with your own blasters or as an almighty dragon using the Dragonpower blasters Ember Strike, Fire Shot, and Skyblaze. Here's my loadout for when I'm playing as the hero. I mostly just use the Ghoul Grinder and Brainsaw because of each of their first powers that deal an insane amount of melee damage when you come in contact with a player. I like to pair this up with Sneak Attack so that as soon as the game starts, I can pop Sneak Attack and I'm right behind the dragon, tearing it a new one with melee damage. If the dragon manages to tag me before I tag it, then my next one is the Brainsaw. Same thing, it's got a melee damage which is just absolutely insane, and the second power helps me heal up from damage from the Fire Shot or Skyblaze. I like to pair this up with the Invisibility power card, because the first power, the melee damage, still activates when invisible. Here's this loadout in action in a game playing as a hero. At the very beginning of the game, I wait for the spawning shields to drop, and then I hit Sneak Attack, and then start hitting with the melee attack. After the dragon is downed, I'm waiting to see which corner of the castle that they'll spawn in. Luckily for me, they spawned right by me, which is gonna make for a really quick tag. Again, trying to get right up underneath and really just use that buzzsaw power. Once you know which corner the dragon spawns in, they'll spawn in that same corner for their third life. Then you just need to tag the dragon again to win the game. That's all there is to it, to playing as a hero. Ghoul Grinder and Brainsaw, easy. Now, as long as nobody uses the previous strategy on you, there are a couple of things that you can do to try and survive out the 2 minutes and win as the dragon. I like starting off the game with the Fire Shot, as you can manually fire to explode like a Nerf nade and push players back as they're trying to come around the corner. Once the game starts, you want to try and position yourself in a corner of the castle. You don't want to be too close to the edges because your big head pops over the top and people will dome you from across the map. Use your power card ability to create a damaging area of effect while trying to keep your line of sight to only one corridor. You can strafe around the towers to try and create cover or create distance on enemies in the opposite direction that they're coming from. Direct dart hits are a one-hit tag, so if you can, try and hit players directly, but if not, at least shoot the ground so it explodes like the Nerf nade. If you end up getting tagged as the dragon, let the timer run out. It will automatically select your next available blaster. This just wastes the timer on the clock, and those 3 or 4 seconds might be the difference between a win or a lose. Now, this second map as the dragon is a lot more difficult. The dragon spawns on the outside of the castle, and the castle corners are a lot wider. You can't really strafe around the towers because there's a line of sight to each entry pretty much wherever you are. My biggest tip here is that you need to be really good with moving and firing on the move. It's really difficult to land shots as a player when you're trying to hit a moving target. So always moving from side to side, or maybe even in a big circle, will be your strongest defense in this map. Try to stay away from big open spaces. If needed, take your time, try and hide behind a big rock wall or something. Wait it out and let the players come to you. The more seconds that you can wait, the better your chances of winning. Similar to what I mentioned in the heroes strategy, the dragon spawns in the same area each time. So to avoid my situation right here, it would probably be best to try and run away on your second life and lure the players away from your spawn. Again, always be on the move, try and create distance, and try and put barriers between you and the players. If you thought this was helpful, like the video, subscribe and follow, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.